helping veterans in Delaware. Welcome back to the Delaware Way. That's the mission of the man I'm about to introduce you to. Dave Skocik is president of Friends of Delaware Veterans Incorporated. Thanks. Welcome back, Dave.
Thanks so very much.
You've been here once before, but just for people that didn't see that show and don't know what your organization's all about, explain what Friends of Delaware Veterans is.
I'd love to. It was signed into law about 3 years ago by Governor Markell, the Veterans Trust Fund. We are the fundraisers for the trust fund. We return 100% of what we raise. And it's to help those veterans who have fallen on hard times, who fall between the cracks. People who at the last minute, as veterans tend to do, wait till the last minute, will call up and say, they're going to turn my electric off tomorrow and I don't know what to do. They're going to repossess my car, or I have no food on the table, can you please help me? So we have a system set up where they can call up the Commission of Veteran Affairs and have an audience, and they say bring in your paperwork to prove honorable discharge, DD-214, bring in your bank statement, and bring in your bills.
No, it's a great idea, and veterans do sometimes fall behind because of their service. Sometimes they fall behind, and because of that, what you are is basically an emergency fund for them.
That's exactly a good way to put it. We are all volunteers. All 8 of us on the board are veterans. 7 of us are retired veterans. So we know the things that these folks go through. I mean, all generations of veterans. We've helped people from World War II. We've helped people, our current veterans as well.
Now, there might be a misnomer. When you hear that Governor Markell was involved, when you hear that he signed it, people are going to think, oh, you're funded by the state. I don't need to help out, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. Exactly
right. They agreed to pass the bill if we would fund it, if we would somehow fund it ourselves. So we said, okay. So that's why we formed the Friends of Delaware Veterans. And we grant out about $80,000 a year. We had about 84 veterans helped to this point this year. But the money that we raise, since we're all volunteers and we have the help of the Commission of Veterans Affairs, we have no expenses. So we're able to return 100 cents on a dollar to the veterans, and it's tax deductible when people make contributions.
Are there people last year that because of limited funds you couldn't help?
Not to my knowledge. They don't accept everybody. If somebody's in a position where they have spent the money where they wasted the money, or somebody's so far in debt that the amount that we could give them is not really going to help, or it's something that where it's not an emergency, we won't help them. So far, we're okay.
And you look for not only donors, but corporate donors. I just read in the newspaper where Nickel Electric gave you a nice check.
That was fantastic, and that's particularly at the end of the year, we ask people if your business needs a write-off, you can make a contribution online at our name is our website, DelawareVeteransTrustFund.com.
And I would imagine every little bit helps with this.
Oh my gosh, yes. The majority of what we get are small donations, but we also have companies like Nickel Electric and other companies who will write a check for thousands of dollars because they know where it's going.
Now, you have a lot of veterans that are doing pretty well. You have veterans that are doing well, and you would think that they'd want to give to this especially.
I'm glad you brought that up. The vast majority of veterans come home, they do well, they use their skills, they love the country, and they're glad to be back. But there's always that small number, whether for physical or psychological injuries, or maybe they were deployed a number of times and a job was eliminated. They're the ones who reach out to us and who we believe that they had our back. We believe we should have theirs.
No, absolutely. We gave the address for people that want to give. How about people that need a hand?
Well, they can call. They can go online. They can call the Commission of Veteran Affairs in Dover. And find out where they can meet with somebody that they don't have to come to Dover.
Yeah, and I would imagine that the reaction to this is, first, how long did you say it's been around?
Well, it was signed into law 3 years ago in September.
Right, and so I would imagine the reaction to this has been overwhelming.
Oh, we get people who come in. I'm not on that committee, but I hear stories where they come in and they say, thank God, you really helped me, you really pulled me out of the fire. We had one example of a 95-year-old veteran who said, I haven't had a pair of glasses in 12 years and I can't see anymore. We got him his glasses. We have people who are on the extreme end who will say their car is going to be repossessed, and we've given as much as $2,500 because it was a car they needed to keep looking for work, or a car they needed to continue working.
Right, and I think it's important for people to realize you're talking about people that just need a little bit of a hand. You're not talking about homeless vets. You're talking about people, your neighbors, that might just fall behind, and they're too proud to tell you.
Exactly right. And again, veterans tend to be very independent. They will wait till the last minute to ask for help. But when that call comes in, and as I got last year, can you please help me? I know you're not the right guy to call, but they're going to shut my power off tomorrow. And I live here in Wilmington. I've got a wife and 3 kids, and I can't let them do that. And so I was able to make the connection. His bill was paid. And we don't give out money. We pay the bills. So that way we know exactly where it's going.
Give the address one more time for people not only to donate, but to get a hold of you.
Well, it's DelawareVeteransTrustFund.com, and they could call me at 302-736-8500. That's an easy number to remember.
You just gave out your home phone number.
I did, but it's worthwhile.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate it.
Dave Skocik is the president of Friends of Delaware. When we come back, helping some future pets in Delaware when the Delaware Way continues.